Good afternoon and welcome to the Chartreuse Leprechaun. My name is Mark, your host, and today, well, we're going to take a trip back in time and we're going to play a little bit of Command & Conquer. They recently remastered the first two games in the series, Command & Conquer and Command & Conquer Red Alert. We'll play a little bit of both on different days. Today we're going to play Command & Conquer. This whole series started by Westwood Studios, like it says up at the top. They were later bought out by EA. They created an entire series of games, and I didn't play all of them, but I played a bunch of them, all the way up to Generals, which came out in 2000, 2001, and then I got away from it. Generals, well, the thing about Command & Conquer is it involves two groups, the Global Defense Initiative, which I would classify as the UN, and the Brotherhood of Nod, which is basically a bunch of terrorists and anarchists and whatnot trying to change the world. The Command & Conquer, though, comes across as nothing more than a revamp of the NATO Warsaw Pact conflicts and the Cold War era and all of that ended in '91 when Russia fell. So it's kind of a play off of that. Now the problem, it got better. Nod became its own entity as time went along. They wrote their own lore and so forth for the growth of it and so on. They also, when Generals came out, I lost interest because Generals was basically a new take on Nod was the Middle East terrorists and such, and it didn't do anything for me. Now, I understand several games came out later that were really worth playing, but I dropped off at that point. At any rate, so we're going to take a look at Command & Conquer here, and we're going to actually go through the entire intro on this and then play a little bit, because the intro, well, we'll play part of the intro because it's basically somebody channel surfing through the cable network. So it's kind of fun to watch. And remember, this is dated from the mid-90s.
The Grain Trade Center in Vienna was the 17th urban bombing in 4 weeks, blamed on Nod terrorists.
The Security Commission remains in closed session tonight following Nod terrorist actions in Slovenia.
At least your mother tipped well.
Oh, the stupidity of cable television.
New Tiberium harvesting.
And then there's the old style graphics. That's kind of interesting. The graphics for the machinery and such got better as the franchise went along. And what you're seeing superimposed on there are the two icon emblems of the competing factions. GDI, of course, is the eagle. Nod is the scorpion tail.
Half of the world's known supply, giving the quasi-terrorist group incredible leverage in the London Gold Exchange. On the domestic side,
and of course the play on Nickelodeon.
Cover of Tiberium ignored reporters at Hong Kong's Second World Tiberium Economic Impact Summit. Mobius is expected to refute charges from the scientific community that Tiberium might be dangerous.
And there's the stock exchange, the financial network, and military news. I think it's just funny watching these this whole vignette of somebody just channel surfing through the cable news channels. I think that's funny. And all right, here's where we get to choose who we're going to play for, and just because it's on the left, we're going to choose the Global Defense Initiative.
Global Defense Initiative selected.
Are you picking this up?
And here's our mission
I know
instructions.
you need more deep background, but we're up against it. Nod forces have fortified this beachhead at X-16Y42. Intelligence is still coming in, so we can't tell you a lot. But we found a chink in their armor. Commander Carter can sneak you and some backup forces on shore right here. You may get some artillery support from his gunboats, but this is mostly grunt work. Your mission is simple. Knock out all fortifications, eliminate all Nod troops, and establish a beachhead by building your base. Good luck.
And now we get this graphic with 1995-ish era graphics of hovercraft. I gotta admit, they're kind of cool. And here we go. So the whole point of this is pretty simple. You're moving in and destroying all the enemy, and you do it the same way that, I mean, this was kind of the early version for like such things as Total War, Rome, you know, all of that. Let the gunboats take care of that. Yeah, there we go. And then
reinforcements have arrived.
And we'll build a couple of things. And remember the deal was to build the base and establish your beachhead. So here's our base. We need power, of course.
New construction
and
options.
We can use a barracks.
Building.
And set them up there.
Construction complete.
Ah, that was an enemy trooper, I guess.
New construction options.
But you basically have to explore your map, which
Building.
whoops, no.
On hold.
I didn't want to do that. I want to do this.
Cancelled. Building. Unit
There we go.
ready. Building.
The
Unit
thing I don't
ready.
remember is the size of the
Unit
map.
ready. Building.
Send those guys
Unit
up there.
ready.
Good deal.
Unit ready.
Send these guys up here.
Building.
Clear up some more of
Unit
the map.
ready.
Go.
Unit ready.
Put, okay.
Building. Unit
Put them up
ready.
there. All right. And
Unit ready.
good deal. So,
Building.
yay.
Unit ready.
We'll send these guys over here just cuz. Make sure there's nothing there. Somebody's shooting at something. Oh, there he is. But as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward game. Oh, we've almost cleared the map. Okay. Oh. So apparently
Mission
there's... Oh, that was the
accomplished.
last guy. So, yeah. And it gives you a picture, and we're going to skip through, and we're going to continue. And now we get a map of Eastern, well, most of Europe, all the way through the Ukraine and Poland, and this is after the Czech Republic breakup. So here is the Czech Republic and Slovenia, and so on and so forth. So they're here. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. Looks like there's Serbia, and yeah, all of that. The Yugoslavian breakup was in process apparently, because they've got that mapped out. So yeah, they had for the day a fairly updated map. So here's what we're doing. We did some sort of landing or attack down there, and we're now moving into Estonia, and we're gonna take out the bad guys there. And you can already see how this is shaping up as a NATO versus Warsaw Pact setup there. So we'll do a setup screen, and
Good job with the beachhead, Commander. It's time to bring you up to speed on Nod so you know what you're dealing with. This is Kane, the self-appointed leader of the Brotherhood of Nod. Stand by, I'll link us up.
Condition critical. Know why Nod had this beach bottled up? They're protecting a big Tiberium refinery that intelligence somehow missed. We need backup now. Nod troops are pouring out of their base, strangling our foothold. We gotta knock out that refinery, eliminate all Nod forces before we lose our position. I don't know how long we can hold out.
Damn. You heard the man. What are you waiting for?
and there we go.
Is under attack.
And this is more or less where we were before. So we need to...
Building.
This is where you just build troops. So, yeah.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, engineers. Nice.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost.
Engineers are useful. You kind of need to keep them alive. They can actually
Unit
capture
ready.
enemy buildings. Kind of
Building.
cool.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Ah, here we go. So they managed to blow up our refinery, or not our
Unit
refinery, our
ready.
construction building, and
Building.
our power plant. And so now we have to rebuild. And you can only build where that thing doesn't have a
Unit
red marker
ready.
on it, of course.
Building. Low power.
And we're going to
New
need a power plant.
construction Options. Building.
And we'll send
Unit
those guys
ready.
over there just so there's a bottleneck.
Unit ready.
Good deal.
Building.
And
Unit ready.
put those guys up there.
Construction
Outstanding.
complete.
So now
Unit ready.
we have to find a place to
Building.
put that. We have a
New
barracks,
construction
so we will
options.
just fix it.
Unit ready.
There you go. And you can tell from the map what you do is you highlight your guys and you mark them off, and you tell them where to go. Just like Total War, Rome, Three Kingdoms, all of those, which are a much more revealed map. Oh my.
Unit lost.
Oh my. Fine. I'll take you now.
Unit ready.
And this is basically a
Building.
grind map. You just
Unit
kind of burn
ready.
through troops for this one.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
And
Building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Unit ready.
those guys up there. We'll send
Building.
these guys over here.
Unit
Your computer
ready.
keeps talking to you constantly. Everything,
lost.
every time something happens, which I'm not real thrilled
Unit
with.
lost.
It's kind of annoying, to be honest, after a while. But yeah. So send these guys over here.
Unit lost.
There we go.
Building.
Insufficient funds. We finally ran out of money.
Unit ready.
So now what we're waiting on, a way to get more money. So, if I remember correctly, I think I've got my maps confused. This one isn't, so maybe it is the one I was thinking of. Alright, so we'll bring our engineers up here, and we are going to, once they get there, kind of rush the base a little bit. Take out the bad guys here, bring our engineers up there, get them over there to kill that. Outstanding. Now we want their harvester to come back so that we can capture their stuff. Actually, I got a better idea. Yeah, there's their harvester. Oh, no. We're coming down here. We want that alive.
Insufficient funds.
There we go. Now we got it. One of the grades you get on this is your efficiency. You know, how quickly did you, how much did you spend as to how much versus how much you gained and all of that mess.
Nod building captured.
There we go. Now we got that. Now we got that. We got lots of money because we captured their Tiberium, which is where, you know, the money is. So now we go blow up their buildings. And that will be the end of this particular game.
Unit lost.
Okay. fine. We'll do that, and we'll do this.
Unit lost.
And once all those guys are killed, that should be mission accomplished. And there we go. And that's the way this whole game scenario thing gets played. And here's a little graphic where you're blowing stuff up. I gotta admit, destroying things is kind of cool. One of the most enjoyable things I did in high school was on stage crew, because, you know, you got to build it all, which was fun, but strangely enough, destroying it all was so much more fun. I don't necessarily understand that, but that's the way it is. And there we go, the GDI was successful. Played that whole graphic out, and our efficiency was 45%, so we lost a lot of guys, and yeah, we're good. Ending credits 4,000. Interestingly enough, you don't get those credits in the next round. Kind of weird. So now we're going from Estonia to Latvia, I think. Come on, give me the graphic. There we go. And yeah, into Latvia. So, and the population numbers are whatever they were back in the day. And that's pretty much how this game gets played. And it just keeps adding, like everything else, adding a level of complexity. Instead of, say, leveling up, you just get access to more stuff. So, like Total War 3 Kingdoms, you know, you get you get your faction leader up a level, and then all of a sudden you can have some different kinds of troops. Didn't work that way back in the day. It was as you went along, each round added one more thing. In the next round, I believe it's people who throw grenades and missile sites. So, but you get the idea. This was, in its day, this was a really good game. And it's still not bad. It's still fun to play. It's still challenging.
I promised more deep background on
mostly
because
I've forgotten. And they keep
later.
building the lore on Kane
Carter
and
says
Nod,
you hit
but
the ground
strangely
fine.
enough, it still comes
Nice job.
across as if it's just
Now we
NATO
need that
versus
again.
the Warsaw Pact all over again. Like I said,
Somewhere
later
in this section
iterations
is
of
a
the
Nod
game were
base.
much better at it.
It's protected against airstrikes by Nod Sam.
All right, so
Control.
I hope you enjoyed it. I have always enjoyed this game. It's fun going back to it. It seems kind of mundane, but it's I wasn't playing it very hard. I wasn't trying, so it is what it is. They used to have an online component. It's my understanding all their servers are now offline for that, so unfortunate but true. And there we go. So once again, I'm going to call this a video. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed seeing a blast from the past, if you will. And thanks for stopping in at the Chartreuse Leprechaun. We appreciate your time. Your time is valuable. You chose to spend it with us, and we're very grateful. So for now, I'm Mark, your host, wishing you a great day, a great week, and thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again next time on the Chartreuse Leprechaun. Bye-bye. Did I go the wrong way? I did. Oh, that's fun. I just went 900 meters in the wrong direction. That was where we wanted to go. Well, fantastic.